Hello, everyone. I suppose I better make sure the right mic is on. I didn't notice till after the stream yesterday that the wrong mic was on. Okay, let's see. Okay. Ooh, I can't even speak yet, huh? Let's try that again. Ooh, okay. Microphone, blue snowball. It says it's on, so you should be hearing me a lot better. You could hear me last night, but it was picking it up from the webcam, so it's not as good of an audio. Breathe in, breathe out. Good morning, everyone. And I've debated, do I put this on or not? We shall see. It's a little chilly down here, but I was just running around, so I'm not too cold at the very, very moment. And I was just looking here where my hairbrush is, because yes, I would like to brush my hair, but not yet, because I have a bowl of cereal with some berries and milk, and I really don't want to get my hair in it, so I probably won't brush it yet. I do have my brush here, though. When I'm ready, I do have my coffee drink. There's a little bit more honey on here. I have some Manuka honey I put in here. So, yeah. What are you all doing? Are you having coffee, tea, juice, water, nothing? Are you eating? Or nothing yet? Some people are not breakfast people. Let's see the comments, eh? Hi, honey. Well, hi. Ron and Fishy. Good to see you, Annie. And Annie can't stay long because it's Mom's 95th birthday today. I cannot believe that. I'm very happy for you and for her. That's a long time to live. Now, just so you know, my mic is off to the side just slightly because I have my bowl of cereal in front of me. Please let me know if it cuts out or anything and I can rearrange things. Yeah. Maybe I'll move it a little bit. I want to make sure you all can hear me okay. Coffee and honey, oh yeah. It just sweetens it just a tad. Truly, usually I just have a teaspoon of Manuka honey and then I might have my coffee drink. But I was running out of time and I thought, I needed something. Sorry, I have a little bit of a throat. Yes, I do have a throat. We all have throats. No, I have a little bit of a froggy throat. Hopefully it's just my morning froggy throat. I say hopefully because there's a lot of sickness going around right now. Thus far, I've been able to avoid it. And sometimes it can end up being a blessing out of it. I don't want anybody else getting sick. I don't like when people are sick. I don't like being sick. But at work, for example, this past week, the manager only scheduled me for 8 hours just because of how things lined up. It is what it is, right? And I was looking forward to actually getting some more stuff done around here. So that was okay with me. It's like, it's only 1 8-hour day. It's going to be a lower pay week, but time is money, and I would have had more time to do things around here, getting my sticker business going a little sooner because it's already been delayed enough, and just tidying up and stuff like that. Well, it went from famine to feast, I guess you could say, because I went from 8 hours I was scheduled to do on Thursday to, what would that be, like 32 hours, because 2 of my coworkers were sick right off the bat on Monday, and actually my other coworker, my third one, got sick by Thursday, but I was scheduled for Thursday already. I didn't have my coworker there, so it's a little bit more to do, and that's okay. It wasn't bad. So all that to say, I'm trying to stay healthy. After being around, I know there's been a few people sick. I'm sure some people that come in, some seniors, that some of them may be sick or have contamination and could spread it. Any of us can. Plus, I've been to grocery stores, gas station, public places. Oh, now I have a hair in my mouth. You would never think that would happen with all this, right? Ever. Anyway, what made it even harder yet is the person I live with. I call her like my landlord slash roommate because it's a little of both. She's the person I pay rent to, so she's my landlord, but she's also my roommate because I go upstairs and cook and do laundry, and she's up there also. So it's a little of both. Anyway, she's been sick now for a little over a week. So I think that's the hardest for our immune system is when you're actually living with somebody who's sick because it's going to be continual around you. Thus far, other than a normal froggy throat, which I can get anytime just from waking up, because I woke up not too long ago. I slept in. Anyway, let's just say I've been trying to stay clean, like, washing my hands. Don't do all of this, especially if you haven't washed your hands and you've been in a public place. I just literally washed my hands before the live stream, so if I do go like this, they should be somewhat clean. What else? Drinking lots of water, trying to eat healthier overall. Now today I'm having a little bit of a treat day because I am having some store-bought cereal, which to me is not a health food, but I am having berries with it, so that's a good thing. In my opinion, there are some people out there that think the only thing good for you is meat, vegetables, fruits, and anything else is poisonous to us, but I'm not one of those people. So, and the other thing would be prayer, because I am a Christian, and also these handy dandy little light patches that I wear, I do believe give you a little extra protection. And that design was designed by a Christian man, so I still believe that's through God that's helping keep us healthy. Now, if for some odd reason I were to get sick, I would also find a positive in that because I'll be like, I'm just building some antibodies for my wonderful immune system to combat something that's even more out there. But I'm not planning to get sick. I'm telling myself I can't get sick. I'm not going to get sick. I'm just saying that 1% chance if I do, it's still okay. Anyway, how are all you doing? Loud and proud, fishy. All right, good. Frogs and fishes, I guess they go together. Oh, there you go. I just eat cereal any time of day. Oh, okay. So I'm not the only one having some cereal here and there. Speaking of prayer, look at that. Pray. I got this mug last year. It was in the clearance aisle. And actually, I saw it the first time and I thought, I don't know if I should spend money on that. I thought, well, there was only one of them. I thought, well, if I'm supposed to get it, because I like the color, I like the design, because that helps keep it warm longer a little bit because of it going in. And of course, I love what it says. It's a reminder to pray, because a lot of us, if we are into that, we forget sometimes. Because life goes so fast. And what we don't see in front of us, sometimes we forget. Yeah. So, I'm going to eat some cereal. What are you going to do? I was just thinking about work and wondering how many days I work this week. As I glance over here, I have a board that says, what is it? So Monday I work from 8 to 11. Tuesday I work from 12 to 4. And Thursday, I have my normal 8-hour shift. So, yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yep, 8 to 4. I just got thinking I better unplug my phone because my phone is at 100%. And I just remembered I like to turn down my phone volume in case somebody calls or whatever, because I don't like to get interrupted like that during the stream. I mean, I may get messages and stuff. I just like to keep everything kind of quiet, but nearby, so if anything happens, I can see it. Remember now, no matter what time of day it is, for me it's morning. It could be a different time of day for some of you here watching, but it's always good to take that moment and just breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth and just relax. So you breathe in and breathe out. And just doing that can just settle you down for the day. Look at that. See? Berries. Do you like berries? Don't you all chat at once now. No. Did you like... Oh, I didn't do that. I was going to ask you, did you like my coffee intro? I forgot I didn't do that. I did the countdown, and then I popped up. So let me show you my coffee intro that's like 11 seconds long because I forgot to show you. Look at this. There you go. Oh, it's still going. There. I think that made it quit. I'm still figuring this out. Wait a minute. Am I less now? Oh. Do you want color around me? Or no color around me? That's interesting. See, all kinds of gadgets here I'm forgetting about because it's a little different than StreamYard's. Yum, yum, yum. So, how is the weather where you are at? Here, it snowed a bunch. Well, it snowed some anyways yesterday. I don't know if it's supposed to snow some more, but we'll find out. Let's not choke on my cereal today. The only problem with eating and talking is sometimes I choke, so be aware. I will be okay. Apparently it's snowing where Toyman is. Gotcha. Annie, what is it doing where you're at? Or anybody else here lurking? Go ahead and let me know. and or you can tell me your plans for today or just on the weekend in general. For myself, obviously I did a live stream yesterday with Ron, and then I didn't have to go anywhere right away today. I was planning to do this stream, but I made sure it was a little bit later in the morning because I wanted to sleep in, because I don't always get that opportunity. I was up a little later than I probably should have been, but I still got lots of sleep. I probably got like 9 hours of sleep, plenty of sleep. I usually only get maybe 7-ish, maybe 8 during the week, which is pretty good, but if I get about 7, I'm doing really good. And it's not that I can't sleep. With different things in my life, I'm able to sleep nice and deeply. I dream a lot, so I know I'm sleeping very well, but it's myself that keeps myself up. Like, it's like, oh, I want to do this one more thing. And sometimes I'm literally like, going to fall asleep in the chair here if I'm pushing myself too much. So that is something I have to work on, that once I'm looking this way because there's a clock over here. Once that clock is at a certain time, I just need to be done. Done with projects, done with people. Meaning, I used to have that rule in the past, and I'm going to try to do that again, that I think it was 9 o'clock my time was my rule. 9 o'clock, I was done talking to people. This is during the week I'm talking. Like, well, Sunday, if I had to get up Monday morning, and then I suppose into Friday. But if I had to get up in the next morning and I want to sleep so many hours, I believe it was about 9 o'clock. Basically, I didn't interact in any live streams. So anybody here that's 9 o'clock my time or later, I'm not going to be coming to your live streams. I haven't been to a lot of them anyways lately, but that was my rule. No interaction like that. And then not like talking to people, because, yeah. Make sure I can't. Let me know if you hear any audio anywhere else. I do have my oldest in the other room watching something. If you don't hear it, no big deal. I can hear it, but sometimes I can hear things that the mic might not. Hey, Jojo. Oh, bye, Annie. Apparently her brother is there, so they're going to go and celebrate their mother's 95th, I was going to say wedding anniversary. Wrong thing. Her 95th birthday. That's amazing. And Annie says keep it there, Ron, so that tells me she doesn't have it. A lot of snow, or any snow maybe. Anyhow, other than an exception, because I get to choose what I want to do in life. I get to choose who I stream with, who I talk to, where I go, and all the things. So just know that. I know some people in my life, they probably at times mean the best, or maybe they're jealous, or I don't know what it is. But if I want to stream with certain people, I'm going to stream with certain people. So just know if anybody here is telling me I can or cannot stream with the Canuck, let's say, as they call them, or Toy Man, or the Canadian, just remember, it is my choice. If streaming with somebody is a bad choice, it's still my choice, and I get to deal with the ramifications of such. But if you all care about me and you're gonna let me have my life, I can stream with who I wish. Now, I like doing solo streams like this. I also like doing streams with Toyman. I am hoping to still do some streams with just Gil Skills and I, and just Brian and I, and it might expand from there just to add a little variety to my channel. It doesn't mean that I do or don't like people, be it they're a friend or more. It's just adding some differential to my channel. And anybody here that cares about me, be it JoJo, Annie, Toyman, or anybody else lurking, I'm sure will be very supportive of this because they care. So, and I would say anybody here actually that I'm aware of that's in the chat is very supportive of this idea. So, we're good. I just had to get that off my chest because at times, and just recently, I've been dealing with the, oh, you can do what you want, and then the, how dare you, and it's like, no, I'm not dealing with that game. No. We're not doing that. I dealt with that kind of stuff with my ex for over 17 years. I'm not stuck with anybody, and nobody's going to manipulate or tell me what I can and can't do. I understand some people might say things because they think they're trying to protect me, but let me figure out my life, and if I fall and get hurt, well, that's on me, not on you. Bye, Annie. Jordy's den. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Sorry, I'm trying to talk. And I have food in my mouth. Yo, hope you're doing good, Fishy. All the best. Stay awesome. Just a quick hello, just popping in. Jordy says, you do what you want to do. It's your channel. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. Exactly, Jordy. I haven't seen Jordy. I don't think I've seen you this year. Happy New Year. Wow. I feel extra special now. Jordy made it into the house. And you and everybody else here should know, even if you only have a moment to pop in and say hi, it still means the world to me. So, Jordy, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I know you said you can only stop in for just a quick moment, but please note, you made my day. Everybody here has made my day, but just know, just because you can only be here for a little bit doesn't matter. That's still very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Yes. Oh, and by the way, Jordy, or anybody else, as Toyman had said, it's snowing. And I already said this, but I'm just highlighting it, that she says, oh, I made it in time. Yes. Yeah, because we're only about half done. I guess I don't know if I said it in the title, but I'm planning to go for about an hour. And that's typically what I do for a coffee chat. Excuse me. Like I say, I did this to myself. I was lounging in bed for a bit and basically slept in. The combo is giving me a wonderful froggy throat. Now, I have lots of nows today, apparently. That's my filler word. Now. Okay, I'm done with that now. Ah, there it is. Funny. Filler words are so hard not to put in there. It's 10 o'clock where I'm at now. And I forget where I was going to go because I got distracted by myself of the word now being my filler word. Where was I going? It's like, squirrel. Anybody know where I was going? Now, meow. Meow. Okay. And okay is another one. I know what my filler words are. We all have it. We don't like that empty space. At least I don't do usually. I used to say when I was younger. And then I listened to a person that does speaking for a living. This is way back when I was younger. I was in 4-H, and I don't know why, but that stuck with me. And he gave examples and talked about filler words. And some of us use actual words like now, okay, so on, or I don't know. We all have different filler words. Because being quiet like that feels like a million years. It feels like you're watching paint dry or whatever that saying is. I just know that at the time when I would speak, especially in front of people, because I was so shy, that I would use the word to fill in the dead silence. In all reality, if you have nothing good to say, be it good or bad or whatever, you're supposed to just let it be. Let it be. Just let it be. I see that bored old fart is here in the house. How's the coffee? The coffee is wonderful. Today, I just did what I have here, convenient at this place. Awkward silence. Thank you. Because when you don't speak and you have people looking at you, you feel like it's been 5 minutes and you're just sitting there going, but it's really only seconds and it's okay. So now and so can be another filler word. Okay, now, so, but I have to give myself grace. We all do it. Maybe not all, but a lot of us do it. And I'd rather have now, okay, so, or other words that are actual words than doing the that I used to do way, way back. To me, that was more irritating than an actual word. Okay, gotta go. Stay awesome, fishy. All the best. Adios. Adios, amigo. Thank you so much for stopping in. But yes, that's really what it is. Awkward silence. I need to incorporate some cricket sounds, I think, on here. Have you ever had that, even when you're not alone speaking? If you're with a group of people and they're all just la 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 la, and then all of a sudden, it's like everybody's brains stop, and you're all just sitting there. And you're like, okay. Oh, I know. I have a clock over here that makes a clicking noise. Maybe that'd be a good example. You like this? It's a wind-up clock. I use this for a backup alarm clock, just in case my phone goes dead or something. Okay. Let me know if you can hear this. Can you hear that? I'm assuming you can. So it'd be like if I'm talking, hey, how's everyone's day? I see you, MB7. I'll say officially hi to you in a minute. But anyways, oh, actually, I can do it right now. Hi, MB7. Good morning. I'll incorporate you with my little example. How are you doing? And you and I are just talking away, and then all of a sudden we both hit a wall and we just can't think of anything. And then all of a sudden, and then it's that awkward silence of like, it's weird. It is weird. Make sure that's off because I don't actually need it on. Some people used movement fillers or action fillers, hand gestures, or head movements. I don't know. Craziness, I say. Craziness. Mm-hmm. See, I have some physical fillers going into there. Well, I can't speak because I'm filling my mouth with food. Yeah, apparently Toyman is getting dumped on, which is fine with me because then maybe I won't get dumped on. Actually, I'm a little disappointed if we don't get more snow because other than meeting a friend at about noon today, she's a longtime friend of mine I've known for most of my life. We're supposed to be meeting at noon at a Chinese restaurant here in town. And anyway, I really don't have any obligations, let's say like going to work where I have to be there. Like if it started to snow greatly, got to be bad weather, we could always cancel, postpone, etc., right? So starting yesterday, after I did go, I was going to say I went to town. I live in town at the moment, so I didn't go to town. I just escaped the house and did some errands. I did that purposely in the morning, knowing that the snow was supposed to happen and possibly a snowstorm, as they called it, in the afternoon. And then once I was home that afternoon, I was like, it can snow all it does, and all at once, I mean, and I hope it does because we've had little bits of snow, an inch, 3 inches, maybe 4 inches, but not like feet of snow. So since I don't have to go anywhere for sure, like going to work, it's like, let it snow, let it snow. That's fine. Well, it's not really doing that much. I mean, we got a little bit of snow yesterday, and I don't believe, I mean, I'm in a basement, so sometimes I don't see all that's going on. In the window well, you usually can see it snowing, though. I do see we do have a person in the house, and I saw you pop in a bit ago. Don't think there's that big of a delay. But hello. Hello on the Spot Tunes. How are you? What kind of cereal am I having? I'm having a wonderful cereal called Crave. My oldest actually enjoyed that the other day, and I thought, I'm going to indulge on that this weekend with some berries. It just sounded extra good. I'm sure it's extra bad for you because each of these little morsels are filled with a little bit of chocolate. Mm-hmm. It's like a nice post-Valentine cereal. And then you have the red of the raspberries. I think I was going to talk about my coffee earlier, and then I went on a side trail. Squirrel! I think I was going to tell you because of my circumstances was an easy way to make my coffee today. Because in the past, I was having cappuccino, which is just full of stuff, right? Especially when I went to work. And anyway, so now I thought I would try to limit it to some degree. So I just have these little packets of instant coffee. It's supposed to be just coffee that's basically dried into granules, and then you rehydrate it in hot water. And then I have a creamer. Now it is a sweetened creamer, but it has more, I was going to say more natural or better ingredients than the traditional flavored coffee creamers. Because those traditional ones here anyways have artificial flavoring, sometimes artificial sweeteners, but definitely corn syrup and other junk that I don't want to put in my body. Now this Crave cereal probably has all of that today, so I'm totally just smashing it in bad ways. But the coffee drink is coffee with better ingredient. Excuse me. Cereal getting stuck in my throat again. Yeah, it's hard to eat and talk at the same time. Anyhowsy, I'm trying to think of the name brand, but it's the same name brand as Greek yogurt that we buy here. Whatever the name was, they actually use real sugar and natural flavorings, and this one is caramel creamer. So I thought I can just have plain old coffee, add a little bit of the flavored creamer, and then I did have like a little bit of honey that I stuck in there that I really didn't need, but I was like, I want to get the honey in me too, so there you go. Yes, this box of cereal is called Crave, like that, yes. Crave here is usually not spelled like that, but this cereal is. You're having your first cup of coffee? Wonderful. Great time to do it here at the stream. Actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to sneak off and I'm going to go get that cereal box and I can show it to you. How's that? Ta-da! Yes, see? Family size Kellogg's Crave. Now, backstory. I don't always talk about family, like I say, because they didn't choose to be on YouTube. Now, I know he doesn't care so much if I do talk about him, and he's over 18. Anyway, he got this maybe a week ago, and I was very limited of what I had in the house at the time because it was in between paychecks, and they're a little bit more measly right now. So he has a job, so he went and bought some food for us, for him, and his girlfriend had suggested he tried this cereal. He's never tried it before. I've never tried it before. So, yes, it's not a health food. Definitely a luxury junk food. But I tried it when he got a box last week. I did get my paycheck yesterday, so I got a couple things before the snow hit. And since I ate a bowl of it, and plus I know he goes through it pretty fast, he's a growing boy, or a young man really, not a boy. Anyway, I bought another one, which I'm partaking into one bowl anyways, and then the rest he can have. But as you can see, it's a perfect post-Valentine, huh? It's got chocolate. And like I said, I'm adding the red raspberries. So, if I can get into the camera without spilling everywhere. I'm going to set this back and then we will continue. Doing, 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 doing. Anyhow, and then another thing I got thinking as I was waltzing around putting the Crave cereal back is I had the intentions of making this yesterday, and I could have, but I chose not to. Some of it was time limitations, but only because of my choosing of what I wanted to get done yesterday. I bought strawberries. I tried to find the reddest, juiciest, biggest ones I could find this time of year, which can be a little bit more difficult because this is not the primary time for strawberries. I found a good amount in a package though. I got a larger package. I love strawberries anyways, and I can slice it up and just eat them and whatever. Being it was Valentine's Day yesterday, and I think I saw somewhere on social media somebody who had dipped some in chocolate. I did that in the past and it was so much fun. So I was going to do that yesterday. I did not. I thought, well, that's okay. I will do a live stream right now, and then I'll have a little time before going to see my friend. And then after that, my plan is to videotape and make chocolate covered strawberries later today. So keep an eye out for a video on that. I make my own flavored yogurt. I know what's in it and how much natural sugar. That's good. Typically, I get plain Greek yogurt and then I can add honey or whatever I want to it. Now, at times, out of convenience, because of where I'm living right now, I don't like to do a lot of from scratch things upstairs because I feel like then I have an audience because the lady I live with, she's super kind, but she tends to sit in a chair across from the kitchen. That's where she likes to lounge. That's fine. But then I feel like I have an audience behind me. A lot of the times I don't really because she's on her phone doing other things. But I like my space. I like my privacy. And so I don't like to do too many things in the kitchen that take too long right now, which isn't going to be helpful for me and health and all that, I suppose. But it's just for now. So sometimes I get things that are more convenient. Thus, sometimes when I get yogurt, I get ones that might have some things in it already, maybe some fruit, added sugars. I try not to get corn syrup or artificial dyes. And like, I don't get, is it Yoplait? I don't get that. I get other brands that tend to have a little bit better ingredients, especially if they're going to have flavorings in it. So doing like the strawberries today, for me, will feel maybe a little intimidating, but what I'll do, and it's not her fault, she just happens to be there. I'm not trying to bad talk her. She's a great lady. I'm glad that she let me stay here. She's not charging a lot, and she means the best. And she's a very caring lady. Anyways, because of the circumstance, I am still going to do the strawberries because I want to. But because combination of having somebody listening when I'm doing it, plus I want to give her privacy so she can still do what she wants without me blabbing away in the kitchen. So I'm going to do basically a video, and then maybe I'll just put music with it, or maybe I'll talk. What do you call that? Can't think of the term. When you talk after production, like as you're editing the video, then you put an audio over it. I could do that too, I suppose. Anyways, either way, look for a video on that later. Have you ever had a chocolate covered strawberry? I keep wanting to call them chocolate dipped strawberries, which they are, but I believe they call them chocolate covered strawberries. I don't know if I looked close. Hopefully they have the stems and the leaves still on them. It makes them look prettier is all. What a beautiful day. Oh, geez. I should probably finish this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be hungry for my Chinese food, huh? It's over 2 weeks now that I had 2 teeth pulled from my mouth. I think they're healing good since I haven't had excruciating pain at all. So I think I only passed the dry socket. The thing that made it hard is because they pulled one upper on this side and they pulled a lower on this side. So when it comes to eating, I had to be more careful because I had sockets where the teeth were removed on both sides of my mouth. Apparently, typically, they try to take teeth out on one side or the other side so that you have the other side to chew on. I didn't think about that. I know a previous dentist I was going to that I decided to go somewhere closer because that dentist was like an hour away, and they said they wanted to just pull one tooth, and they didn't explain why. I think that's probably the reason. The con with that, though, if I'm going to go over an hour away, I'm more the let's just get her done. I don't want to drive 2 times that far to do it again. Plus, if I'm in that state where they're numbing and doing all the things, it's like just get it done with, because I'll probably kind of delay and push it off otherwise. So ultimately, I'm glad that we did both at the same time. Like I said, I just had to be more careful. Now, they did more digging or something in this lower one, so that one's been a little bit more sore, a little bit more tender. Nothing actually hurt. I actually had used these little guys on my face, thus I didn't have to really use pharmaceutical. I had them on hand though, and please note, it is good to have those on hand. They come in handy when nothing else works. Anyway, but this one's been a little bit more of a bugger, but he really was scraping, and part of it, I think he had said some of the roots were going in like a different direction, so I think they broke off and he had to dig them out. I think he also was getting, he meaning the dentist, I think he was also getting, what's it called? I'm having brain farts. Oh, ligament. There's actually a ligament underneath each of your teeth. And it makes me feel better about it, being he did seem to be doing some scraping and digging in there, because I'm assuming he probably got more, if not all of that ligament. Apparently, a lot of places don't focus on that. I know my mom went to somebody when she had to have a tooth extracted more recently, and they specialize in making sure that that ligament gets pulled also, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dentist, but from what I understand, if that ligament gets left behind, it can be a place for the infection to continue or just to get infected after the fact. For me, both of my teeth I had put off for so long that they were infected. So if the tooth's infected, it's probably going to affect some of the surrounding tissues and such. Anyway, so I was glad, thinking he probably got more of that. He did dig on the upper. Whoops, wrong upper. Let me see. No, this is upper. Yeah, it's opposite when I'm looking at myself. He did dig on the upper one too, and he even said he was taking out some of the infections so that the body had less to figure out. So it's very good that I got both out, because I believe they were starting to affect me in my life, because infections can go beyond your mouth. And with me trying to do these new light therapy things that I'm doing, it was probably focusing more on that, because your body's going to focus where it needs things the most. And if there's an infection in your mouth, it's probably going to put all its energy into that, is my guess. So now that those are eliminated, it should be able to put more of that power into the rest of my body, which is a good thing. Anyway, I know, we're a coffee chat. We're talking about teeth being pulled. Yum, yum. You just never know what we might talk about here. But just to update you all, they seem to be healing up very well. To tell you the truth, the lower one here is the first one I've actually been able to kind of see as it heals. So at times when I see it, I'm like, oh, is that normal? Gee, that looks weird. But I'm sure it's fine. It just looks like all different things as it's healing. I do swish with salt water, especially after food. So after I have this coffee and this cereal, I'll be gently, although I'm assuming I could do a little bit more now that's been over 2 weeks. I know at first, the first day I wasn't even supposed to do anything, so that the clot and all that settled and didn't get moved. And then by the next day, I was just carefully just letting it just kind of be in there. Bored Old Fart says, yeah, the dentist had to fracture my jaw to remove my teeth. And while he was in there, he did a thorough cleaning to remove the ligament. Took weeks to heal. He had to fracture your jaw? Aggressive. I do know, yeah, he had I don't know, is this a bad word to say? A hell of a time? I don't know, that just seems like the right word right now. But yeah, that tooth was giving him some havoc. He was really, I thought he was going to have to get on top of me and just, I thought my whole jaw was going to come off. I didn't feel it, just the pressure. That is something I have to give this dentist. They did a really good job of actually numbing my tooth, because I was very fearful to have not just one, but 2 teeth removed, because the last molar I did have removed prior to this, I felt everything. It was $400, to feel everything. It's like I should have my mom yank it out. If I'm gonna feel everything, why pay so much? So I'm glad I had these people do it. The cost was like half of that, and I didn't feel anything. It was just the pressure. It was great. It was great for what it was. I don't like losing teeth, but it had to be done, and now I'll move on. My teeth in my family are not the best quality. Both my parents have poor enamel and have had many teeth that had to get fixed, and thus most of us siblings are similar. Seems to me some of my siblings maybe got blessed with some other strain of a genetic that was out there, and then of course it gets passed on through the generations. It continues. It's just not fair. Because, of course, not all people, not all dentists understand how that is. They just say, brush more, floss more, blah, blah, blah. But then you got, and of course, the sugar thing, right? And yeah, you shouldn't eat a lot of sugar. It's bad for your whole entire body, not just your teeth. But it can't just be all that. It can't all just be diet on your teeth, because I know of people that eat junk food and they don't ever brush their teeth and they don't have a single cavity. So I know there's more to it than just that. NB7 says, yummy Chinese food. And just so you know, I had said that a while back. So hopefully you are up to date, and hopefully I'm not dragging that much, because that was a while ago that I said that. But yes, the only bad thing with it is I think I've heard there's a lot of MSGs in Chinese food to make it taste good or something. Other than that, I guess it'll be fine. I love Chinese food. I actually picked that we go to a Chinese restaurant. I just don't appreciate if they have MSGs, and, well, I guess we're going to get them here and there. It's not like I eat them every day. Yeah, I had deep roots and crammed teeth, and my teeth were actually too large for my mouth space, so they were crammed in some way out of line. Yeah, that can happen. I know for myself, I don't think I can really show it, but I think it was an overbite, I think you call it. So the top of my mouth was farther out than the lower part. So it's like this, maybe not that, but it was more like this was out, this was in when I was younger. So the dentist that my parents had me go to, I put braces on and I had the bands and all the things, and did it kind of sort of more naturally, I guess, over the course of like 3 years. Apparently some places they just break your jaw and make it go where they want right away, not take all that time. But what they did is they pulled this in, so the upper bite in and the lower one out, so they kind of met a little bit. That was the biggest reason I think I had braces. I don't think my teeth were necessarily really messed up, but I had a pretty good overbite, which I sometimes even forget about because that happened a long time ago. Yep. Wow, it's already been an hour. Does anybody here have anything else to say? Otherwise, I can wrap it up. That really did go fast. That's one of the cons of being solo. Sometimes it can seem like it's forever. Like, it's only been 5 minutes. Can I do this? Truly, I think that's more so when there's nobody in the chat, though. When there's somebody in the chat, like if I have things on my mind and things going on in the chat, it's a breeze. Like, I can't believe it's been an hour already. I know at one point I had glanced over because I can see the timer over here in the corner. At one point I had glanced over and it already said like 20 something minutes. It's like, wow, we're almost halfway done. The thing I do like about doing solo streams is I don't have anybody else over talking me, and I'm able to have the whole stage. Not that I wanna be the spotlight, but anything that I decide I wanna talk about, I can freely. That part is nice. Now, the pro of having a co-host is then you don't have to do the entire time. Like, if I wanted to work on maybe eating a little more, then the co-host can maybe talk when I'm doing that, maybe bounce some ideas off of each other. Basically sharing the weight a little bit. And I have had times when there's 3 of us up here or more. Truly, I think after 3, no more than 4 people, after that, it just gets to be a busy house. I don't think it's good to have more than 3 to 4 people up here. Because then everybody's talking over everybody, and it's really uncoordinated and unprofessional, I think. But everybody can do whatever you wish. I do believe I have had up to maybe 6 people on panel and thought it was kinda cool and fun. But for the worth, for the audience and everything, I think solo streams, co-host streams, and maybe up to maybe 3 people-ish is about good. I did have a stream recently, I think that had was it 3 or no, it'd be 4 of us, wasn't it? Because I was planning for 3 of us, and then we had a 4th one, I think, because it was me, Toyman, Brian, and Bob, I think. Yeah. So, most of my streams will be solo, co-host, or possibly 3 of us, depending. The reason I say 3 of us is I know there's been times in the past when Toyman and I would have a guest, right? So that would be a trio of us. Well, at the moment anyways, I don't see anything else going on in the chat. And it's a little over an hour. If you like this, you can either put in the chat here and I can see it here, or if it's after, like if you watch the replay, or if it's been too long before you can actually put it in the chat, you can always put it afterwards and let me know. Do you like fishy coffee solo streams? If so, maybe I can make this a weekly thing. And you can just plan that maybe every Saturday at such and such a time, you'll see Fishy. Unless there's something that comes up, of course. Yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. And then I gotta figure out during the week when I'm gonna do streams, because I know for a while it was Tuesday, and then it was made to my attention, I think, that somebody else normally streams on Tuesday. But truly, when I went live, I just go live because I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. But truly, there's usually somebody. Oh, never mind. I think this person had stated that they actually go live after me anyways. Because in all reality, there's always going to be somebody live on YouTube. It just depends on if you know them or not. I do know when I was more in tune to when people were live on YouTube, if they had a schedule, I did try to, out of respect, not go at the same time as them, or at least this, maybe at least off by a little bit when we started. But I'm not on live streams enough nowadays to know. So unless I figure it out, I think I'm just going to go live. And if you can come, you can come. And that's it. So I have to see. At the moment, I have Monday nights or Monday evenings, I should say, are free. Tuesday evenings are free. And then Fridays and Saturdays and I suppose Sunday evenings. So I'm just thinking of times when I can do live streams, maybe with a co-host. And then, of course, solo streams. Maybe I'll do it every Saturday morning. I guess I should probably look at my schedule before I put that in pen, but anything can be erased if need be. For a while there, I was really busy in the evenings. Everything may change, though, because I am pending with another job. It's supposed to be a day shift, but it also could be an evening shift. So if it's an evening shift, I believe that's could be into maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night my time, which means then I wouldn't be available. So it's ever changing, I guess. You just never know. But for right now, it's pretty open on the days I just said. So anyway, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you. Remember, today's a new day. Happy belated Valentine's Day, and keep an eye out for chocolate covered strawberries. And with that, hopefully I see you next week, be it during the week. Maybe I'll be doing a live stream with Brian, with Gill Skills, with Toy Man, and then do another solo one on Saturday. So catch you next time.